Welcome to Tolga Bat Hospital. A sanctuary for bats since 1990. Most of the cages were built between 2003 and 6, the visitor centre in 2009, and the nursery building in 2014. This infrastructure has given us the basis for a lot of bat rehabilitation, research, and education work over the years. It began as a hobby and passion for one woman, but grew into an active community group. About 100 flying foxes are in permanent care here, as well as a dozen small bats. Most have been rescued off barbed wire fences and can no longer fly. The severe twisting around the barbs causes holes in their membranes. Nectar is their favourite food despite being called fruit bats. About 30 microbats come into care each year, often from collisions with ceiling fans and cats, but also barbed wire fences. Unlike the flying foxes, they use echolocation and are important for eating insects. Feeding time can be playtime as well. These wee blossom bats, weighing only 15 grams, rarely survive their time on the fence, yet alone their injuries. Test flying before release is really important. The bats in permanent care allow our visitors an up-close and personal experience, so important for understanding and caring about the species. Slightly bigger are the tube-nosed fruit bats. About 40 come into care each year, though these numbers are just the tip of the iceberg. Most years we get calls for up to 6 flying fox pups found alone on power lines, and we have no ideas for how this happens. The only recourse is to contact the electricity companies. The pups will generally climb onto a teddy at the end of an insulated pole. Over 120 flying foxes a year come into our care from barbed wire, some years up to 300. And so began our wildlife-friendly fencing project in 2006, providing resources and advocating for best practice. Our research showed most wildlife are caught on the top strand. In hotspots for entanglement, the top strand can be made more visible with white electric fence tape or replaced with plain wire. Thousands of animals, especially bats, gliders and owls, suffer cruel deaths each year on barbed wire fences in Australia. Flying foxes and other wildlife get easily caught in fruit tree netting that is over 5 millimetres in mesh size. Some Australian states have now banned this style of netting. We usually find it easier to use a large towel rather than gloves for this type of rescue. The bats get badly tangled, blocking off circulation and getting mouth damage from trying to bite themselves free. Our brochures for wildlife-friendly fencing and netting are used all over Australia. Nets need to pass the finger test. Wildlife-friendly netting is best secured off the ground for easy maintenance and preventing any entanglement of ground animals. International lived-in volunteers and our local day volunteers are essential for our work. Some clean cages and help maintain the worm farms. Others prepare food and help manage the apples, mangoes and bananas when they arrive in bulk. Enriched banana smoothie is a staple food in the sanctuary, as are apples and seasonal fruits. Our nursery building is available for researchers to use for 9 months of the year. Our award-winning visitor centre has advanced ecotourism accreditation and provides education about bats. This important work occurs on-site as well as in the community. Bush regeneration at the local flying fox camps is another important part of our work. This mostly involves clearing weeds and replanting appropriate species to ensure a good understory. We are focusing here on removing wild tobacco, the plant we believe is responsible for the high rate of tick paralysis in spectacle flying foxes. It is while they are down feeding on this relatively low plant that they encounter the ticks. This camp also had a barbed wire fence that needed removing. Tick paralysis is a major threat to spectacled flying foxes on the Atherton tablelands from October to December each year. Normally, bats feed high in trees and ticks occur low to the ground. Sometime before the 1980s, the bats started feeding on a low-growing weed called wild tobacco, bringing them into contact with the ticks. Most Australian wildlife are immune to this native tick, but the bats have not yet developed an immunity to its powerful neurotoxin. We search the colonies daily in tick season. Most adults are found on the ground paralysed, females with their pups attached. But as the pups get older, many need to be rescued from high in the trees. The paralysed bats are housed in lying until they can hang. Care must be taken introducing fluids and food. Many are found dead despite twice daily searches, and many require euthanasia. The lucky ones are treated with an expensive tick antiserum, injectable fluids and good nursing care. Some give birth while in hospital. Unfortunately, tick season is also birthing season, and hundreds of orphans come into care each year. We rely on large numbers of mostly international volunteers at this time of year. Initially, the pups are fed individually on a bottle, but as they get proficient, can be fed in small groups at a time. We call this box feeding. By the time they are 1 month old, they have learned to use dripper bottles. The pups are cared for in the nursery until 2 months old, then moved to the outside cages. By 3 months of age, they're in the large flight cage, learning to climb and fly. Eventually, we get to the best part of the year, the release program. These pups have a lot to learn, and we need to support feed them for some months while they gain fitness and the knowledge of what to eat and how to fit into the social life of the camp. They are kept inside the release cage for about 5 days, then let out, but need to return for support feeding. All are microchipped, and we record who returns. They must move between 2 worlds, only trusting the humans at the release cage, not in the greater world. They quickly join the wild colony, flying into the cage late afternoon for support feeding. They will provide essential long-distance pollination and seed dispersal services for our forests. Passionate about wildlife and conservation, come volunteer with us.